Have you ever wondered how far someone would go to win a competition? I have, especially after last December, when our quiet neighborhood turned into a battlefield of blinking lights, inflatable snowmen, and a lot of bruised egos. It started with a knock at the door. My neighbor, Greg, stood there, smug grin and all, holding a flyer he'd clearly printed on his ancient home printer. "Maria," he said, shoving the paper into my hand, "this year, we're taking it up a notch. Official competition, judges, prizes, the whole deal." I stared at the flyer, the words, "Holiday Decoration Showdown," jumping out at me in bright, Comic Sans glory. My kids peeked around the corner, eyes sparkling at the idea. "You're on, Greg," I said, not one to back down. Greg and I had been rivals for years. His Winter Wonderland display was the talk of the block last year until I added a life-sized reindeer that actually moved. It was all in good fun. Mostly. This time, though, it was different. Greg wasn't just trying to win neighborhood admiration. He wanted bragging rights for life. The first week of December, we both got to work. I decided on a theme, Santa Workshop. I filled the yard with candy cane fences, twinkling lights, and a DIY sleigh my husband, Joe, begrudgingly built. Greg, of course, wasn't going down quietly. By the end of the week, his front lawn looked like the North Pole threw up on it. There were animatronic elves, a glowing igloo, and a gigantic snow globe that actually snowed. "He's not playing fair," my daughter Lucy huffed, pointing at Greg's house. "We'll see about that," I muttered. Joe and I hit every store in town, buying up more decorations than we could fit in the car. We spent entire evenings stringing lights and setting up scenes, while Greg and his family did the same across the street. By mid-December, the rivalry hit a boiling point. Greg added a synchronized light show that played to Jingle Bell Rock. Not to be outdone, I rented a projector and turned our house into a gingerbread mansion. "Are you sure this is safe?" Joe asked as I dangled from the ladder, trying to secure a massive candy cane to the roof. "Not now, Joe," I barked. "Greg's got animatronic penguins." The tipping point came 2 days before the judging. Greg unveiled his Pi CDR assistance, a full-size Santa sleigh pulled by 8 motorized reindeer. It was too much. "That's it," I said, pacing the living room. "We need something bigger," Joe groaned. "Maria, we're out of money and ideas." But I wasn't giving up. I stayed up all night crafting a 15-foot snowman from chicken wire, fabric, and stuffing. The next morning, Greg stared at it from his porch, jaw clenched. "Nice try," he called, though I could tell he was rattled. Then, disaster struck. The night before the judging, a massive storm rolled in. The wind howled, knocking over Greg's igloo and scattering my candy cane fence. By morning, our yards looked like a hurricane hit. I stood in the mess, tears prickling my eyes. Months of work, ruined. Greg trudged over, his boots crunching through the debris. "It's a disaster," he said, shaking his head. "Yeah," I muttered. "Guess we'll call it a tie." He surprised me by laughing. "A tie? Never. Let's fix this together." For the first time in years, we worked side by side. My family joined his, and we patched up what we could. It wasn't perfect, but by the time the judges arrived, it was a masterpiece, half Santa Workshop, half Winter Wonderland. We didn't win. Some guy down the street with a single inflatable Grinch took home the trophy. But it didn't matter. That night, Greg and I stood outside, watching the lights twinkle in the snow. "You know," he said, "maybe we went a little overboard." "Maybe," I agreed. We laughed, and for the first time, it felt like Christmas. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching.